Hi. I'm sitting here in Apache Junction, Arizona, at our second little tiny, tiny home called a park model, which we bought last year. North Dakota is having a blizzard. Today is the 24th of December of 2020. So by the time I publish this, it'll be Christmas. So Merry Christmas to those of you that believe in Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah. I guess that ended already. For those of you that do not, and whatever, happy holidays. How's that? I want to talk about autonomy. Level 0. There's 0 and there's 1 through 5. What's the difference? From my personal understanding, this is what I'm going to explain. Level 0 is like a traditional car that we used to have, that still most people probably have today. It might even have cruise control. A standard basic car, level 0. What about this car I'm sitting in? This is a 2017 Chevrolet Volt with a V, not a B, a V. And this is a Premier version. So what does it has? It has sensors in the back. So when you're in a very tight spot, it'll warn you, maybe 50 feet on each side, that there's somebody, when you're in a tight spot and you can't see, hey, there's somebody, or pedestrian, or there's something coming. Do not back up. Be very careful. Watch your camera until you can see. Creep back. If there's a car coming, stop. Same thing in the front. That's the sensors in the front that warn you about pedestrians or obstacles that are in front of you. It also has way in front of you, which is crash. Kind of a crash sensor that goes out hundreds of yards. It warns you there's an obstacle that you're going to be approaching, that it's going to put on the brakes. It will not stop you. So instead of getting killed, you might just get hurt. Or, it's just a crash avoidance system that will beep at you. You better apply the brakes full force, because you're going to die. Just kidding. But it does have that. It also has lane keep assist. Lane keep assist is this camera right above this camera looks at the lines in the road. It can be in town if they have lines. It will stop you from wandering back and forth. In fact, if you let go of the steering wheel, it'll boom, 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 and finally it'll get such a steep angle it'll go past that. You can't trust it. It isn't something that has anything to do with automatic steering or anything like that. It just nudges you back away from that line if you're distracted, or you're playing around with the radio or talking to someone in the car. Just helps you to warn you that, hey, you can feel it in the steering wheel. It'll nudge it away from it. But it doesn't have one thing to get it from 0 to 1, and that's adaptive cruise control. So what I want to do with this car, and that's what brings it up to level 1. All these little features and adaptive cruise control, you're at level 1. What about level 2? Like a standard Tesla autopilot, or a ProPilot in a Nissan, or travel, I think it's called Travel Assist in the ID4 that's coming up. They have level 2. And how can I get this car to level 2? Well, I bought this. It's called a Comma 2. It's made by Comma AI. This, let's go back to autopilot. If you want a full self-driving, $10,000, well, this is just level 2. And to bring it up to autopilot, when this costs $1,000, it's a camera, just like a cell phone, but it has the wiring adapters to do plug and play for certain cars. Like they have like 100 different models that you can buy. The $1,000 Comma 2, the adapter, which costs $200, you plug it into your camera. And this particular camera has like 12 wiring plugs. And what they do is you can get a developer kit. And there's a person named Jason Schuler, you can look him up on YouTube, who supposedly is working on, well, he's actually sold some of them, that take that 24 wires, 12 of them go to a male plug, 12 of them go to a female plug, and it plugs into the dongle, or whatever they call the plug and play system. You plug it into what comes with the developer kit, and you plug in you unplug the camera, you plug in that, you plug in the back of the camera in that, and all of a sudden you can get lane centering based on the camera that you mount directly underneath this camera. So it uses the camera that comes with the car, and it uses the camera that comes with the phone. Basically, it's a cell phone, a smart cell phone that uses specific software. Anyway, that camera that you mount underneath this camera shows you keeping your lane centering. It's called OpenPilot, and they have various versions, so they keep upgrading it. And right now they've upgraded it so it doesn't need to see the lines. It knows where the road is, it knows where you should be, and will keep you in the center of that. It's quite an interesting device. And as I mentioned, they have 100 different cars that you can just buy that $200 adapter for and plug and play. You can have it plugged in 15 minutes and have your lane centering level 2 option in a gasoline car. I think they sell it for a few hybrid. Well, they sell for hybrids, but they do not sell it for Chevrolet. So you have to buy that developer kit. And then you have going back to Jason Schuler. He supposedly, I can't say this because 6 months ago I sent him the wiring harness that only needed 24 soldering points on it. Keep that in mind. It might take an hour or two, and I'm not the only one. There's many people that have sent him that stuff. And he promised to have it by Christmas, but if you watch his videos, they're kind of humorous. Watch his videos about why he's delayed. Every video is why he's delayed shipping these things back. Very funny. And every time I see one, I swear, oh, shit! He's coming out with another reason why he's not doing it. So maybe he has good reasons. I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that for this car to get it into lane centering. He's also working on something for the Bolt EV Premier that has it doesn't have adaptive cruise control, but that when you put it in low in a Bolt EV, the car will come to a complete stop if you let off the accelerator. It will come to a complete stop. The Chevrolet Volt will not. It will come to almost a complete stop, 2 or 3 miles an hour. You got to apply the brakes. So I don't know if that would work in here. That it's going to use the camera from OpenPilot to create that adaptive cruise control, which it can be done because you get the 2 cameras actually. Because you got the camera from that's above there, and the camera that comes with the OpenPilot. So it can detect distances. Cool, very cool. So how do we get to level 3? As I mentioned, Tesla standard autopilot is that you got to touch the steering wheel. Same way with the travel assist on an ID4, which I have a reservation for. I also have a reservation for a Tesla Cybertruck with full self-driving. So how do you get to level 3, which is not available yet? Level 3 is not touching the steering wheel, because the camera and that mirror that Tesla sells to the Model 3, Y, S, X, the newer ones, have a camera there that can look at you, but it's not activated. To get to level 3, they're going to have to activate that camera and not touch the steering wheel every 30 or 60 seconds, which could be annoying that you're paying attention, or the scroll wheel. So that, and then you would have minimal number of interventions. You're going to have interventions. You better be paying attention. Because remember, you have to get to level 4. There's no interventions. It will take you from point A to point B safely without you doing anything. Level 4 will have a steering wheel. Level 5 will not. Or it has that option of not having it. If you look at the Chevrolet Buzz, not the Chevrolet, but the Volkswagen Buzz, which is a van, and if you look at the prototype, it's probably going to be 2 years before that comes out. That's going to have a level 4 autonomy, because the steering wheel will recess right into the dash. You have to push a button if you want to use it. That'd be pretty cool. That's a pretty cool van. I used to have a Volkswagen van, the old ones, like my rear end air-cooled engine. I really like that one. So I have nothing against Volkswagen. So I'm looking forward to them coming out with level 3 autonomy, at least level 2. Well, anyway, enough about that. Thank you for watching. Howdy-os from Apache Junction, and happy holidays. Bye-bye.